We are going to see the implementation of state model with example. This particular video is for CL-VIII assignment number 7. The title of this assignment is Prepared State Model, and the problem statement is identify the states and events for your system, study the state transitions and identify the guard conditions, draw the state chart diagram with advanced UML 2.0 notations, and implement state model with suitable object oriented language. So for this particular assignments, we are dividing this assignment into two parts. The first part is draw the state diagram, and second part is implement that state diagram or the state model with a suitable object oriented language. So for implementation purpose, we have taken this case study. The case study is exam registration is an application in which applicant can register themselves for the exam. The details of the student who have registered for the examination will be stored in a database and will be maintained. The registered details can then be verified for any fraudulent or the duplication and can be removed if found so. The database which is verified can be used to issue hall tickets and other necessary materials to the eligible students. The process of student accessing the registration application and applying for the examination by filling out the form with the proper details, and then the authorities verify those details given for the truth and correctness are sequenced through the steps. So here are the steps. The first is the student access the exam registration application. Second is they fill out the form with correct and eligible details. Third is they complete the payment process. Fourth is the authorities verify or check the details. And last, after all verification, the exam registration database is finalized. So this is the case study of exam form registration, and these are the steps that user or the customer is or the student is following. So here this is the solution or the state diagram of the above case study. So here you can see the state diagram implements the real world model as well as the object oriented systems, or you can say that it records the dynamic behavior of the system. Here you can see the each state depict some useful information about the object, and the main purpose is to depict each state of an individual object. So here you can see all these are the symbols used in the state diagram. So here this is the start symbol, this is the end symbol, and this is the symbol of the states. So you know that this is the name of the states, and this line is called as a transition. So from this beginning state to this particular state is the transitions. So all these are the, you can say, the transitions. Here you can see the transitions. So this is the state diagram for the exam registration form submission process. So here you can see the start registration process. When the this start registration process, that time we are in the requested state. After acquiring the form is in the access form access the system. That means that user or that form is in the access state. After accessing the fill out form, and the form is in the form fill state. After processing the verification state, and the form is in the verified state. After, if the verification is not done properly, then it will go to the rejected state. So here you can see the rejected state is there. After that, again after accessing, again it will go to the form filled state. So after verification and acceptance, the form goes into the payment complete state, and after the payment completion done, the form goes to the finalized state, and then it will stop. So this is the state diagram of the above case study. So now our this is our first task, to draw the state diagram. After that, the second task is to implement that state model using any object oriented programming language. So for this we are using the Java, and for implementation process what we are doing, in Eclipse we are creating the 3 Java classes. So first one is we are creating the enum of states. So for this particular state, how many states are there? Suppose here you can see the 5 or 6 states are there. So for storing that states we are creating the enum of states. After that, for showing the flow of our diagram we are creating the flow.java class, and after that we are creating the third class, which is transition.java class. So these 3 steps we are following for implementation purpose. So you can see here in Eclipse I have already run this program. Here I have created one class is a state demo, and in that I have created the 3 classes: flow.java, state.java and transition.java. So let's see one by one. So first we will see the state.java. So this is the enum of a state, and here we are storing, you can see, requested state, access state, form field state, verified state, rejected, payment complete, finalize. So these many states all you have seen in the diagram. All these states we are storing in this particular enum variable state. After that we will see the here the flow.java. So you can see, before that we will see this transition.java. So here you can see in transition.java we have created the transitions, okay, transition 0, transition 1, transition 2, transition 3, 4, between the different states. So suppose you can see here, suppose this is our diagram. So for performing this particular transaction, acquire transaction, you can see here. So for performing this transition I am going from this state to these states. For performing this particular transaction I am going from this state to these states. So you can see here for performing transition. So here transition constructor is there. After that get set, these 2 methods we have used for setting a current state or for getting the current state, okay. So depending on that we are performing the transitions. So here you can see the public void transition 0 is there. So using if else condition we are simply getting the states, current states of the object or the current state, and we are simply checking if that state is equal to the given state, then go to these states. So likewise we are performing the number of transitions. So here you can see public void transition 0 if this dot get state dot equals state dot requested. That means if we are in the requested states in this particular states, so set state, if we are in the requested state, then set state dot access, and just print the message, this is the requested state and now we are going into the access states. So likewise we are performing the transition 0. After that you can see the transition 1 is there. So if the get state is access, then what we are doing, we are going into the form field states. You can see here if we are in the access states, after performing this transition 1, where we are going into the form field states. So you can see here if this dot get state dot equals state access, then we are going into the form field states. So likewise we are printing the message. For transition 2, if we are in the form field states, and if in form field you can see here there are the two arrows, or the for verification, if the verification is done, then we are going into the verification, and if that verification is not done, then we are showing that first go to the verification and then go for the next payment procedure. So for that we are doing here if this dot get state dot equals state dot form field and q equal to 0. That means if the user is presses 0, then we are going into the verified states and printing the message. Else if this is false, okay, so if user is not pressing 0, then we are going into the rejected states and showing that first get verified the form. After next is transaction 3. So for transaction 3, if we are in the verified states, then we are going into the payment complete state. Same for next transaction 4. If we are in the payment complete state, then we are going to the finalized states. So likewise we are performing the transition.java class. After that we will see the flow.java class. So this is simple for the making the transaction flow. So here you can see the main method is there, and what we are creating the object of this transition class. So here you can see, and in do we are accepting the choices from the user. So depending on that choice we are executing this case. If the user is in the start transition process, then we are performing the transition 0. So here you can see the t dot transition 0. After that, if the user taking the choice fill out the form, then we are going into the transition 1. That is from this particular state for this. So we are performing this transition 1. After that, if user presses the next, then this is for the flow.java. Then how we in this we are showing that how our state diagram will be executed. So for running, I am clicking on this flow.java because it contains our main method run as Java application. So here you can see output is there. So for first choice is start the registration process. So I am entering 1. So you can see here, so this is initial state, which state, requested states, and this is access states. After that, if I want to go to the next states, means you can see here currently the user is in the requested states. After requested, he is going into the access states, and when we are in the access states, so what we are doing, we are filling out the form. So that's why I am pressing the choice 2. So this is form field states. After that we enter your choice. So next I want to go to the third states, that is verify states. So you can see here, for verification we are first enter 0 if the form is verified or 1 is otherwise. So first I want to verify the form, so that's why I am entering the 0. So here you can see this is verified states. Now after that I want to pay the amount. So you can see here the 4 states, this is payment complete states, and this is finalized states, and we are simply showing the message thank you for registering. After that, if you are running the same program, and you can see here after entering 1, the same output is there. After entering 2, you can see this is form field states, and enter your choice. Okay, so here you can see in verification, if instead of 0, if I am entering the 1, so what this message message is there, complete verification first. That means I want to clear that step first and then go to the verification or payment process. So if I am pressing again 1, so you can see here what the message is. This is initial state, form field, again enter your choice. So you can see here again after pressing 3, if I am pressing 0, then that verification process is complete, and we are going to the payment procedure. So likewise you can run this program for state model or for assignment number 7. So for this the main thing is create the 3 classes, state.java class in which contains number of states, or we are storing into the one enum variable. After that, for making the different transitions, we are creating transition.java class, and after that here the flow.java class is there for making or maintaining the flow of our transitions. So this is all about the implementation process. Thank you.